We have returned. It has been a very long time. Turn down my mic a little bit. That's too loud, probably. We are changing things up. What's going on, Brooksy? The one thing I do have to figure out is I don't know why on YouTube I can't actually view the stream. I can't view the editor, I should say. Like on Twitch, you can go in and view like the behind the scenes editing of the stream. On YouTube, I have to figure out how to do that first. Yes, I'm thrilled to be here. This is just like the kickoff announcement to the new setup that we got going on here. What we're gonna do is as I laid out in Discord, we're gonna stream every Wednesday at noon, and it's gonna be an hour, and it's gonna mainly actually just be a podcast with different pre-planned segments, and then the last 10 minutes will be more geared towards chat, answering questions, just, talking to chat, seeing whatever kind of topics that are brought up in chat that are worthwhile to go over, we'll go over. And we're going to do this on YouTube as opposed to Twitch for a few reasons. One is I feel like Twitch is a whole lot harder to grow on. I think YouTube is a little easier in terms of streaming anyway to grow on. And the other one is because I do have a decent follower count on TikTok, and YouTube and TikTok are pretty. There are a lot of similarities, and there's a lot of tandem, a lot of crossover in terms of content. So I'd be able to make YouTube Shorts, I'd be able to make TikToks, which are the same thing, and repurpose content to both platforms very easily. And TikTok has a direct link on your profile to your YouTube. So when they go on your TikTok, there's the YouTube logo there that they can just click, reduce friction, get you right to your YouTube, so that they can then follow me on here and see the streams / podcasts. And we're gonna roll with that every Wednesday. Chat is known to bring, I will say my chat is known to bring up worthwhile topics. It depends who it is. I will say, but some of the people I guess on TikTok or on Twitch that aren't in my Discord aren't going to know. Everything is extremely well, Brooksy. How are things with you? I have to figure out how to give people mods and people permissions in YouTube. To figure out how to do that. Can I do it right from... No, I can't do it right from Streamlabs. Boo. But yeah, things are going well. Things are going well. As you know, became a father. Same old, still working from home, still doing the accounting thing, picking this back up again. There was a while there where I was streaming on TikTok a lot, and then once my daughter was born, that was just like that had ceased. I stopped streaming on TikTok for probably the last 3 months now. She's 3 months old, so just when you first have a kid, you just don't know how to rearrange your schedule. Your whole time and world and schedule, as you know, Brooksy, gets turned upside down. So everything that I was normally doing when I was normally doing it was thrown out the window. And my number one priority was doing what I need to do for my daughter and my wife, and making sure everything was running smoothly there before I was able to create my new schedule again. So and that's where I'm at now. That's where I feel as though I've now got a grasp on her schedule, on my schedule, on my wife's schedule, and coming together. And now I know where I have time and how I can slot that time appropriately. And that is where the Wednesday at noon thing has come in. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to cease all streaming on TikTok for a while, but I'm still going to release content. I'm still going to release the snippets of this stream, snippets of what would be a podcast on TikTok, but I'm probably not going to stream much anymore over there. I'm just going to do this one stream a week here. And hopefully as it grows, I can add more time to the stream as the stream grows, and I can go from maybe an hour to 2 hours and so on and so forth. But TikTok is wild. Yeah, TikTok is a riot. TikTok certainly has some interesting... Yeah, it does. I think... Yeah. I think that was I think I stopped streaming on Twitch before you became a father, I think. I still have my mason jar cup. For those that remember the mason jar cup, it's the best way to drink any fluid. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do going forward. This one is gonna be probably around probably like an hour, a little shorter. We're gonna end at around 1. Just a catch-up stream with you guys, announcement stream. We'll go over a few things that I want to touch on. And the stream / podcast is going to be, we're going to cover all things, kind of like what we did last time with Twitch when I was streaming on Twitch. So it's going to be politics, geopolitics, cultural stuff, the culture war, economics, kind of what's hot in the news, past and present. And I'm sure we'll get into some type of drama and social circles within the YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, social circles of streamers and content creators. That probably won't be, as much. Like it wasn't as much when I was streaming on Twitch. We didn't do that all that much, but it was some. So that will probably maintain the same here. And we'll see if I can. When in my time of streaming on TikTok, we were having some good conversations. There were a few people that I met on TikTok that would come on the streams regularly, and they followed me and I followed them. That actually were very quality people to talk to. Things that I learned from them, quality conversations, good discussions and debates. So we'll see as I start to put out content from this podcast and this stream on TikTok, if some of them can gravitate over here, and we can start, getting them involved with chat and in the discussions and stuff. But yeah, for the most part, TikTok it's the wild, wild west over there. The conversations that people are having on that platform, live on streams, most of which are just like toxic for people's brains, just really bottom of the barrel cesspool type of stuff. And I'll stick to what I think it's because the barriers of entry are so low. I think that's why on TikTok, all you need is a phone and you can go live. And everyone has a phone, right? Everyone has a smartphone, and that's all you need, and you can go live. And 1,000 followers. Getting 1,000 followers on TikTok is equivalent to probably getting like 10,000 followers on YouTube. So it's not that hard. And all you need is a phone. The barriers of entry are so low that any schmuck with 1,000 followers and a phone can go live and start discussing anything. And that just creates a scenario where you have many, many awful, worthless conversations, and you got to dig through the mud and the slud to find the people that are on that app that are actually having good conversations. Because there are some. It's just there's so much noise, it's hard to find the music amongst that noise. Do they love Tucker Carlson? Oh, yeah, they love conspiracies over there, yeah. I mean, I think that's just the internet in general, though, you know? But it gets pretty bad. And TikTok skews younger. So I think those are the two reasons. I think that the barriers of entry are very low, and TikTok in general skews younger. I think the majority of users on TikTok are like 18 to 25. And, you know, we've been over this before. How many times have I said this on stream back in the past? I was an idiot when I was that age. Most people are idiots when they're at that age. So you have all these inexperienced, young, you know, foolish, ignorant people talking in front of thousands of other people about topics that they shouldn't talk about. And, you know, and I've been there before, and there are topics that I don't talk about or don't touch or don't speak very, like, affirmatively on because I just don't know. But when you're young, you think you know so much more than you do. And that is an issue. 8 to 28. Yeah, it can get pretty bad. But like I said, there were quite a few, not quite a few, but there were a few number of people that are quality conversations and people that I enjoyed speaking to and people that would come on regularly and we would have debates or talk to other people. So hopefully those, I'll let them know on TikTok, and hopefully they can gravitate over here onto the good old YouTube, where we're streaming now. The one topic I did want to touch on, this is more geared towards drama, and it's recent drama, right? So let's get to it. Let's see if I can, boom. The Steven Crowder berates his pregnant wife. Did you guys see this? See if we can make this a little bigger. We're going to cover my face. I don't want to do that. Where is there? There's a video, right? Yeah, there's a video. Let's see if we can watch this video. Are they gonna play? They play the whole video.
Love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you, and the fact is, when I don't look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D. Just be disciplined about it. You go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. It's not fair, and it's disingenuous.
Allegedly including the fact that Hillary, who was pregnant at the time, did not want to handle dog medicine she thought might be dangerous for pregnant women. I don't know. I don't. I'm sure that is a possibility with some medicine, but I just have no idea.
This was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted. That's not my choice. She simply wanted out, and the law says that that's how it works. Now, of course, look, I get it. There are multiple sides to every story, but one thing that is undeniable in this case is that it's no one's fault but my own in that I picked wrong.
So they are divorced now? Brooksy, because that video was what? That video, this clip of him on that Ring cam is a few years old, right? It's a couple years old. So they are divorced now. If you're listening to Steven Crowder talk about his divorce, the thing that makes him the most angry is his wife can legally divorce him without his permission. I love how they just show random people's tweets. I don't know, who is this person? Kira Martin? Is the way he kept coming back to the fact that leaving the marriage is legal gave me chills. He's not just sad about her choice. He's pissed about her having autonomy. Maybe he is. I don't know. Let's see what we can get from the Post article. See if it gets any deeper. What's up, Mel? What's going on? Long time no see. And disturbing new video showing conservative commentator Steven Crowder warning his then heavily pregnant wife. What is heavily pregnant? What does that mean? I've never heard it put that way. It just means she's like far along. Wife to fucking watch it as he berates her for not following orders to do wifely duties. Was misleadingly edited, he said Friday. Ooh, I don't deny that. It could be. I mean, I don't doubt that. The ring footage released Thursday. How the hell did this guy get the ring footage? You thought Crowder was a serious intellectual. How did this guy get the ring footage? That's pretty interesting, huh? Shows a fight in the run-up to what the YouTuber has called a horrendous divorce. While being berated, Crowder's wife, Hillary, repeatedly tries to reassure her husband that she loves him and is committed. I love you, but your abuse is sick, she told him at one point, with him warning sternly, watch it, fucking watch it. Ooh. Heavily pregnant. Okay, so it just means like she's far along. Okay. I've just never heard it put that way. Crowder reportedly admitted to later inside the house threatening his wife, I will fuck you up. Jesus. He admitted to that. Holy shit. The nearly 3.5-minute video from June, okay, so from 2021, starts with Crowder smoking as he berates Hillary, who is 8 months pregnant with her twins, for not adhering to the boundaries he had set for her. You were not taking the car because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries, he tells his wife as she tries to leave their home. His distressed wife quietly notes that they do not need groceries and offers to pick up anything he needs while she's out. Still, the influencer snaps, I can't go to the gym, I can't go to my parents, I can't call my friends. Why can't he call his friends? You've boxed me in. Why, he doesn't have a phone? He can't call his friends? His wife breathes deeply and appears to fight back tears. The online personality tells her that the only way out is discipline and respect. Where's the whole video? Can I watch the whole video? I don't love you. That's the big problem, Crowder replies cruelly. Jesus. What is going on? What's going on? Glad you're on YouTube. I deleted TikTok. Too many toxic lives. Yes, that seems to be the going sentiment around TikTok. I mean, the further you are in a pregnancy, the harder it probably is to deal with if I'm still healthy. Yeah. So I would say, being that my wife was just recently pregnant and I just had a child, the further the woman is in her pregnancy, or not even the further, just in general when they're pregnant, you want to reduce stressful situations for them, right? You don't want them to be in a lot of like stressful situations, because that can be bad for your mental health. That can be bad for your blood pressure, what you're already under strain because you're pregnant. So, you can, I'm sure sometimes arguments are hard to avoid if people are just at wit's end and stuff. But when your wife is pregnant, you want to try to let stuff go, even if it is worth maybe fighting about. You might have to wait. You might have to wait to fight about it, right? Because she, like I said, she's already under physical and mental stress of being pregnant. So it's not the time to do it. But that could be difficult, depending on the situation. There might be a time where your wife really is like making it difficult for you to not argue with her. And if you're not consciously aware of that, you may just fall into this and run away with a silly argument that gets overblown. You end up saying things like, "I don't love you." Like, that's what he said. Isn't that what he said verbatim? Yeah, I don't love you. That's the big problem. That is a big problem. I mean, that's a big problem whether she's pregnant or not pregnant. Yeah, so and the dynamic of it doesn't look good, right? He's sitting down with his leg up, smoking a cigar. Like this just, the optics of it look like a quintessential, like, abusive husband sitting down, leg up, smoking a cigar, saying things like, "I don't love you." Kind of the tone in his voice, it doesn't look good at all. Now, who knows if some of the things he said in these 3 minutes make sense given prior context. Like, if you have prior context about their relationship, it may make sense, some of the stuff he's saying. He may have still said it in a terrible way, but it may actually make more sense if you know the prior context of their relationship, and we just don't know. And then I guess the medication that she didn't want to handle for the dogs because she was pregnant. Again, just don't know. I have no idea if there is a dog's medication that you wouldn't want to handle with bare hands because you're pregnant. I don't know. That's why he's telling her to put gloves on at some point. But if that is the case, then why don't you just do that as the man in that scenario? If you're both unsure about whether this medication could somehow, break the skin barrier and be absorbed through the skin, and then that could potentially harm the child, then as the man, why don't you just give the dog the medicine? The whole thing's avoided. The whole argument is avoided. That is not a wifely duty either. Like, if even from Crowder's perspective, if you think there are wifely duties, what is a wifely duty of giving a dog its medication? How is that wifely? That's just like being a good dog parent. Maybe just because I'm lucky as fuck, but I could never imagine being in a romantic relationship with someone long term like that and having threats thrown around from either. Yeah. These macho men are by far the most fragile. It's sad that they can't stand their partner having an existence away from him. Yeah, I don't understand why he was like so. Again, who knows the context, but I don't understand why he was so hell-bent on her not taking the car. And I also don't know why he's got to be a millionaire, or right? He has to be. They only have one car. Yeah, I mean, but maybe they only have one car because maybe like their other car is, I don't know, in the shop, or maybe his mother is borrowing the car, or maybe her, like, who knows? But it just sounds crazy that they only have one car. He's got to be a millionaire, and so it's just strange. My household, me and my wife have two cars, and we're not millionaires. It's just strange. No shade to Card's wife, though. It just sounds insane to supposedly love someone as an equal partner and try to control them with threats. Yeah. So someone defend this AA being behind closed doors, but that's worse, not better. Yeah, it is strange that this is Ring footage. I don't know how this guy got a hold of that. That is a little worrying. Like, you could just get a hold of someone's private Ring footage at their house. I guess that's the dog. Wonder what kind of medication it was. I have to give my dog medicine every month. I give him Trifexis. I handle it with my hands. Little do I know here, I'm probably infected with some crazy medication. But yeah, that's the Crowder fiasco. Let's see if we can find the whole... I think there's like a whole video. Let's see if we can find the whole thing. It definitely, from the video itself, it doesn't make him look good. But I think, you know, that's the whole point of it. The whole point is to not make him look good. Like I said, we just don't know the context. But the optics of it look fucking horrific. And it does kind of align with what he talks about a lot on his podcast, on his content, about how he views the dynamic between men and women, and particularly like husband and wife. So it does kind of line up in that regards as well. I think I have the full video. Let's see if we can get it.
The Genesis GV70.
The Daily Mail.
375 horsepower.
Worth its weight in gold.
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
This guy put it on his Substack, the journalist. He put it on his Substack.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first?
That's not the whole video. Is it not letting me what the hell is going on? Why does it keep stopping? God damn you, Daily Mail. Let's find a... let's see if we can find a different one. Let's find a different... let's see if we can find a different one. Let me look. The other thing that's kind of interesting too is this is like, I guess maybe because this is when he got a hold of it, but it is like 2 years old, the video. And releasing it now just seems kind of strange. When in doubt, let's just go to the good old YouTube. Supposedly Candace Owens went in on him. That should be interesting. Let's see if we can... That might be interesting.
Well, here is Candace Owens, and Candace Owens, worldview. I don't know how much different it is than Steven Crowder's, frankly.
I know.
But
she's a feminist.
It's not just like the sort of. It's.
Chugs it down.
Here we
Let's
go.
watch
Yeah.
this.
Okay, this is the end of the video.
She plays the entirety.
So that is both heartbreaking and infuriating for me to watch. I cannot even comprehend how any man can speak to a woman like that, least of all when she is 8 months pregnant. And sadly, that isn't the worst part of that correspondence. The journalist that dropped this video is Yashar Ali. He dropped this as well as a Substack entry accompanying it. On the Substack article, he wrote, moments later, off camera, Steven Crowder, by his own admission, would lose control and scream at his pregnant wife in a threatening tone, quote, "I will f you up," end quote, which led his wife to flee their home. She then sent a statement, which I want to be very clear. This statement I knew was going to come out. I didn't know any of this information. I had no idea there was a video or there was any evidence.
Wait, hold on. Why does this guy, does he actually have that gun sitting on his desk as he's on his podcast? What the fuck? Oh, man. Very quick side meme. What is your favorite model car, whether you own it or not? My favorite model car? Oh, man. That is a side meme. Well, you guys, I think you know from the past, I used to valet cars. So I've driven, like, if you name it, I've driven it. Oh, man, it depends what you're looking for. Nothing drives like a Porsche, I will say. If you're looking to have fun and drive hard and drive fast and handle, nothing drives like a Porsche. Nothing. And if you're looking for luxury, honestly, like the smoothest, luxurious rides are Lexus. A Lexus, it just drives like you're floating on a cloud. It kind of just depends what you're looking for. My favorite car of all time, though, is the Lamborghini Aventador, which is the car that Batman drives in the Christian Bale series, or not Batman, Bruce Wayne. That's the car. That car is the Lamborghini Aventador. And yeah, I drive none of those cars. I drive a Tesla, actually. We will, I'm sure, at some point on this streams get into Elon and Elon buying Twitter and Elon's behavior and the whole thing on Twitter. But yes, I drive a Tesla. And I absolutely fucking love it. I will say. I really do. But I'm not a big fan of Elon's behavior on Twitter as of late, particularly in terms of like just what he's doing, I think, to his brand, and that trickles down to Tesla. Did you see the weird Anna Kasparian? I did not. I've been looking at the Mazda. I wish they had an EV version. Yeah, there's so many EV versions coming out of all different types of cars. Like a lot of makers are starting to catch on and starting to move towards EV, but Tesla really has such a leg up on that market, the EV market, the industry. They're so far ahead of other automakers. It's going to be hard for other ones to catch up. Elon ran. I'm not a big fan of Elon's behavior. Yeah, his behavior, particularly on Twitter and surrounding Twitter, how he uses Twitter, is very Trumpian, and it's just I would prefer if he just stopped, right, and just if he ran the platform, but did it behind the scenes and stopped engaging on the platform so much. He seems to me like he's addicted to Twitter. It seems like he has an addiction to the platform. It's almost like the alcoholic has bought the Jack Daniel's distillery, and now he's going around drinking all the Jack. Only in his version, he's going around tweeting and replying and retweeting tweets that he shouldn't be. But that's aside. Let's see what Candace has to say here.
I did know that their family was thinking about issuing a statement, and Hillary Crowder did issue a statement, and I'm going to read you that statement in its entirety because it's important. I think it reveals a lot of the lies that Stephen has been telling publicly to his audiences.
And can we pause here for 1 second? I just want to make a point. Someone just
I want to pause it too. What is this? Is this who said this? Is Candace going? Candace is probably going after him because I think at one point he went after Candace. And then there was the big clash between Steven Crowder and the Daily Wire, and with Shapiro. That happened, like maybe 6 months ago now. And Candace works at the Daily Wire. So I would imagine this is why Candace is really going after him. Because if they didn't have like a lot of problems, she probably wouldn't be doing this as hard as she is. Traditional ice manufacturers are still not profitable with their EVs. They need to double down on EVs or they will struggle to stay relevant. Yeah. Most traditional ice manufacturers have not been able to reduce the cost of making their EVs because we all know how economies of scale work. They haven't been able to sufficiently produce these vehicles at a scale at which they are actually profitable on selling them. In the beginning, that was very hard for Tesla as well, but Tesla has since surpassed that, and now they are extremely profitable, particularly on like the Model Y and the Model 3. And the other automakers are trying to play catch up. You know, you messed up when Candace Owens, of all people, gets an ambiguous... Yeah, that is true.
And said R.M. Brown highlighted a video of Candace Owens from 9 days ago. She was asking a serious question. Should women be...
Fascinating in and of itself.
Telling publicly to his audiences. It reads, Hillary is currently living alone in Dallas apart from her family and support system in Michigan and is focused on taking care of her young children. She is not prepared at this time to speak about her divorce becoming public or the misleading statements made by Stephen about their relationship. The truth is that Hillary spent years hiding Stephen's mentally and emotionally abusive behavior from her friends and family while she attempted to save their marriage. She was the one who was asking to work on their relationship to keep the marriage intact for their unborn child. In June of 2021, Stephen left their home to pursue elective surgery. That's very important. I want you to remember that. I'm going to come back to that point. Hillary urged him to get the help he needed to address his abuse with the hope that their marriage could be saved and they could peacefully live together as a family. Instead, Stephen refused to do so and chose not to be with his wife during the birth of their twin children. After the birth, Stephen bought a townhouse and left their home permanently. Hillary was not aware that Stephen hired a divorce attorney and asked his assistant to cut Hillary off financially. There is significant documentation substantiating these facts. I want to remember that portion as well because it's another lie that Stephen has told publicly. We hope that Stephen will cease from speaking publicly about these personal matters in an untruthful manner. We also look forward to there being full transparency in the legal process so there is fairness and accountability for the actions that caused the divorce and to ensure the outcome is what is in the best interests of the young children. I would first like to go back to that portion where she says Stephen left their home to pursue elective surgery because I know exactly what surgery she's referring to because during my first backstage here at Daily Wire, we actually prayed for Stephen and this surgery. So before I show you a clip from us on backstage, here is Stephen describing that surgery and it certainly doesn't sound like it's elective. Take a listen.
I'll explain to you a little bit what it is. You know, a lot of people say, why are you supposed to? My heart is actually great, but my heart doesn't work great. And the reason my heart doesn't work great is, long story short, because of a connective tissue disorder I have, and my chest is caving in on my heart. So I've got about, I'm at a little more than half of the blood flow that you guys have, ventricular output from my heart. So it's a mechanical fix. And I don't know, maybe I'll feel like Lance Armstrong, you know, like I'm on EPO after this because I don't know what it's like to go through life with full blood flow. To me, I'm looking forward to it, not looking forward to the pain. Lance Armstrong, by the way, with the 3 balls, not the 1. So yeah, it's overall a positive thing, and honestly, I probably need a little bit of rest. It comes in the form of having my chest cracked open.
Obviously, he had the surgery, and then his lung collapsed, and here is us praying for him.
I don't want to see them.
I do want to see them praying. Damn, we need to watch the Candace one. So yeah. I don't know if I would call that elective though. Is that elective? I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound like it's a necessity to survive, but it sounds like it would drastically improve his quality of life. So I mean, it's elective, but we're splitting hairs here. It's like, but damn, that's not a good look for Stephen, is what we will say. Can you not? Oh, that's right. No. Those prayers are going to make that lung. Yeah. The prayers are going to get it all fixed. The prayers are going to make sure. Oh man, this is probably juicy. So you guys know the Fresh and Fit podcast. Apparently they had a discussion on Candace Owens' take on the Steven Crowder situation. This is probably good. Oh man. I don't even know this existed, so there's nowhere for me to get in on this. This is something I'll have to watch, and maybe we can go over parts of this next on Wednesday. That should be good. But you can't watch the Daily Wire stuff right on YouTube generally because you need a subscription to the Daily Wire. Most of those videos are not on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The Daily Wire, where we have a just amazing cast. Look at the cast of people that are at the Daily Wire. Candace, Michael Knowles, Dennis Prager, Matt Walsh. It's a perennial who's who of right-wing intellectualism. JP. Daily Wire Plus. Join today. This girl works at the Daily Wire too. I see this girl's clips on TikTok everywhere. I had no idea where she was from, but now I do. Still don't know her name though. Interesting stuff. But yeah, but let's get into more about really before we end the stream here. Just wanted to do this big announcement that I'm coming back to streaming, but on YouTube, not Twitch, every Wednesday at noon for an hour. It's going to be, like I said, more like a podcast than a stream, but it's going to be like a live streamed podcast. So there'll be less chat interaction during the stream, and in the last 10 minutes there'll be a lot of chat interaction. But we're going to have pre-planned segments where we discuss whatever topics. Some of those segments could be like 10 minutes. Some of them could be 15. Some of them could be 5. And they will pretty much be geared towards the same type of stuff that we would talk about prior on Twitch, which was, geopolitics, current and past of news events, economics, the culture war, CRT, the presidential election, the big lie, as Trump would say, all types of areas that we will discuss. And then I'm sure there will be moments like this where we get into more of the cult of the social circles of this area and the drama that surrounds them. So the pundits and the personalities that exist on the alternative media space, whether that be on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, or all of them. That will be some portion of what we get into as well. And we'll go from there. As the stream continues and grows through time, hopefully I'll be able to add time onto the stream, and maybe we can go from an hour to 2 hour streams. And we'll see how that takes it. The Vosh extent, it could be. I don't even know if that's what they do. But if it is, then yes. If it is, then 100% yes. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of the snippets and create YouTube Shorts and TikToks. And like I was saying before, TikTok and YouTube have like of all the platforms, they have like a pretty harmonious connection because of the Shorts and TikToks. You can repurpose the same piece of content and put it out on both platforms. And people seem to be consuming the YouTube Shorts at a very high clip now. They've really caught on. And TikTok has a direct link to your YouTube. It's the only platform that they have a direct link to on your profile page, when you go to someone's TikTok, if they have a YouTube, there's the little YouTube logo that you can click that brings you right to their YouTube. And we all know that if you reduce friction for people, they're more likely to do something. So hopefully we'll get some crossover there, and we'll see how it goes. We'll grow the YouTube apparatus alongside the TikTok one. Plus, I already have a decent following on TikTok, and my YouTube one is tiny, but it's still bigger than Twitch. And Twitch is just it's like beating your head against a wall with trying to get growth on Twitch. So that is the main reason, the purpose. Mel says it also helps to branch out and political stuff on politics, of course, but you court viewers and other. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you can always get people when it comes to drama, like cultural or just drama in general, because as human beings, most people love drama as long as it's not their own, right? They love to view other people's drama and talk about and judge other people's drama. So if we can pull some of those people in, and maybe get them on the train of politics and thinking more clearly about some of these topics, that would be a win-win for everyone. And we will no longer be streaming on TikTok, but we will be making tons of content to push to TikTok. The other thing that I grew to very much dislike about TikTok is you can't mute the people on your stream. So when I would bring people on and have conversations with them, there's no way to mute them. There's a mute button, but the mute button is useless because you can mute them, and then if they click the mute button on their side, they unmute themselves. So what on earth is the point of giving the host of the stream a mute button if the person that was muted can just click it again and unmute themselves? And I found this extremely frustrating because there were some people that would just come on the stream that wanted to steamroll you, and they could if they just kept talking. Or I kept talking, and then no one gained at all. It's just two people talking simultaneously, and no one can hear anything. And it was just so frustrating going through that. It honestly made streaming there, in some instances, just completely worthless. And we all know here that's not the same. You can bring people into Discord, and if I mute them, they can't unmute themselves. So there's that. And I do have to figure out how to make some of the people that were mods, like Mel, yourself, and Brooksy, people that were mods on Twitch, how to make them mods on YouTube. I will figure out how to do that and do the same. And before, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're here frequently or if you're here, infrequently. It's fine. When you pop in, you will be a mod, and when you're too busy to pop in, you will be missed as being a mod. And we will go from there. If you're around a debate about guns, by the way, hit me up. Just try to give some prep time. SDL on gun issue, and I'd be happy to talk about it again. Yeah, I mean that's one issue that I don't have strong opinions on the gun issue, because I don't know enough about the laws surrounding guns, particularly because the laws surrounding guns in this country are different from state to state. They're very different, and I also don't know a lot of statistics when it comes to like gun violence and so forth and so on. The only thing that I will stand by when it comes to guns is that America clearly has a gun problem, but that cat's out of the bag. I don't know how you fix it. I don't even know if there is a proper fix to it. There's clearly a gun culture problem in this country, the way we think about guns and the way we treat guns. There's a culture around it that is really perverse. And I don't think that you can legislate that away. I think it's a problem that for at least the near future will be unsolved. But yeah, that will be it for this one. So I just wanted to do a little less formal one, kind of announce everything, have some of you guys in chat that I haven't had in chat for a while when it comes to not streaming on Twitch. Get the word out there, and we will be back every Wednesday at noon Eastern time, so whatever time that is for you. And in Discord is where I will, if you're in Discord is where I will put out prior to the Wednesday show, like what we're going to go over, the topics that we're going to touch. So that way everyone knows. And if it's something that really tickles your fancy, you can show up. And if it's something that, you're less interested in, you can hop in, see if we're talking about that segment or that topic, and come back. And again, there will always be snippets, and there'll be replays of the stream that you can watch that will come out. So not going on TikTok too. No worries. No worries, Mel. Yeah, it's a good platform for growth. It's a very good platform for meeting new people too, because the barriers of entry are so low when it comes to streaming. But because those barriers are so low and because it's so young, it is a cesspool. Just some of the things that you hear, some of the topics and some of the opinions that people hold about some of these topics are just so ignorant. But as to be expected, I guess. Younger than Batali, but too boomer for TikTok. Yeah. Well, I'm 36. I will be 37 this year. So you probably are younger than me. Yeah. I'm an older millennial. Older millennials is where it's at, though. We were the ones that, we know a lot about tech, and we're really techie, but we didn't grow up with like a phone in our hand and Facebook and Instagram and all these things in our face. We still were playing outside. And when we were in high school, none of these social platforms existed, and the only way you could text on a phone was T9 texting. You guys remember T9 texting if you're old enough? Back when the world was pure. But yeah, we'll get into that too, like the psychology behind social media and how it's affecting people, particularly Gen Z. A lot of really good work by Jonathan Haidt that I've been reading about the psychology of social media devices being just stuck to people's hands, people growing up on social media, and how that has affected the collective psyche of a generation, and how that is spilling over into real life. Jonathan Haidt has been doing a lot of really good work in that area. So we're definitely going to touch on that because it's extremely interesting. I feel called out. I'm friendly from the avocado toast area of zillennialism. Yeah. Well, avocado toast is delicious, so I will leave you with that. Still climb trees as well. Yeah. I did as well, and definitely did some bike riding. As both of those things I think have been lost on a generation. But I appreciate everyone stopping in. It was a good first announced stream, and like I said, hopefully we'll continue to grow every Wednesday. And you keep an eye out for little YouTube shorts, and if you are on TikTok, little TikTok that come out about the stream itself. It's been a pleasure. I will, if you're in Discord, you always know how to get a hold of me through Discord. But until then, I will catch you next Wednesday.